Most small business owners tell me that marketing is hard because of time. And I understand why that is the case and why you would automatically go and point your finger at time. But when I dig just a little bit deeper, there's more to the story, more to the equation than just the time piece. I mean, sure, time is absolutely one of the factors that makes marketing kind of hard when you're trying to do it yourself, because most of you tell me that you have 1 or 2 hours a week that you could set aside and dedicate to doing marketing things. But the other part of this, it's that not having enough time really is something that feels a lot bigger than it probably should be, because you're just trying to do too damn much with your marketing and the little bit of time that you have. Hi, my name is Taylor, and I'm one of the founders here at NG. And that time piece is exactly why NG's whole approach to marketing strategy can be summed up in one word: simple. Because simple is something that you can do, and simple also means that it's sustainable. So in this video, I wanted to walk you through some of my favorite marketing strategies for small business owners. And we're going to talk in detail about 3 different types of businesses: a wedding business, a creative service business, and a coach or consulting business. And so I'm going to walk you through each one of those so that in hopes that you can see yourself in these examples and also really start to accept that maybe you have been trying to do too damn much with your marketing strategy and it's time to simplify. Now, before we dive in, I want to make a couple of things pretty clear. The first thing is that when it comes to any marketing strategy, it's really founded in things like your goals, your objectives, and your customer personas. And to take that one step further with the customer persona piece, it's about what do your ideal customers and clients do out on the internet and in the real world. And so when you're creating your marketing strategy with NG and playing that game of 20 questions with us, take just like a half pause and make sure that you're answering the questions with intention. Now, that doesn't mean overthink it. Please don't do that. But as you're figuring out how you want to answer each of those questions, just know that all of the things that you put into that questionnaire are going to impact the marketing strategy that you get, because it's going to be customized to you and your business. Now, what we're looking at here is an example of a wedding business. And so you might have different goals and objectives and customer personas, and you may have answered the questionnaire in a different way. But this is a really good example of what a lot of wedding professionals tell me they want to do. They want to book more weddings, they want to do a better job with SEO, and they want to increase their sales and revenue. So without going into a ton of detail about the rest of this strategy, I wanted to get down to the channels part of it, because this is where a lot of folks like cut straight to the chase and they overlook like the goals, objectives, and customer personas piece. And so, to play along, I'm going to cut straight to the chase for you, because the question that a lot of you have and ask me on a regular basis is like, where should I be doing my marketing? Where should I be focusing my time? And so that's exactly what this video is going to dive into. So you see here for wedding professionals, these are the channels that I really love. They're kind of like tried and true. And all of the channels that you're going to see me talk about in each of these business examples are sort of tried and true marketing channels for you to show up on if this is the type of business you have. So in the world of weddings, we've got referrals, social media, blogging, and Pinterest. And so I have yet to meet almost any service-based business provider that doesn't tell me that referrals is like where their best leads come from. So don't be surprised if you see this in your marketing strategy after you've done the questionnaire in NG. So referrals is definitely somewhere that you want to put some sort of energy into, but the good news is it doesn't take a lot of energy, right? Like you're doing a good job of providing your service to your clients, and that's going to encourage them in and of itself to refer you to their friends and family. And then you're going to be a great creative partner to work with all of the other professionals that have been hired for a wedding or event. And then you're going to keep top of mind with your past clients so that you can make sure that you're not just like slinking off into the sunset. And so one of the cool things that I want to point out here is that in each marketing channel now, NG shows you the tasks that are related to it. And so you can see right here, like for a wedding professional, you want to attend networking events and keep top of mind with past clients in order to work on your marketing here. But then these other three, this is where there's a lot more effort being put out by you. And that's social media, blogging, and Pinterest. And so this is kind of like the trifecta of marketing channels if you're this type of business owner. You should be blogging on a somewhat regular cadence. I would strongly encourage you to commit to one new blog post a month, because in the age of AI copywriters, things go really quickly. And then showing up on social media, this is the best channel for you to just work on your visibility. And then Pinterest is great because it's a content distribution channel. So you can share your blog, you can share, select pieces of social media content, but it's just another place for couples to discover you. So if you're a wedding professional, these are the 4 channels that you're very likely to get in your marketing strategy because they're just really effective for this type of business. Now, the second type of business I wanted to talk about today is a creative service-based business. So if you're like, Taylor, what exactly is that? We're talking about copywriters, website designers, brand experts, all that kind of stuff. And so when it comes to this type of business, again, we're going to skim over things like goals and objectives and customer personas, but it's very likely that if you own a creative service-based business that you want to get better leads, because you probably in the back of your mind, like that's related to the goal of, hey, I want to make more money, but do less, like I have to book less projects. And so that means I need to get a better quality lead in the door. You want to get more clients and customers, especially if you also have a digital product that complements your service. And then you want to do a better job of SEO because you just want to get leads coming in the door without having to do a bunch of work. And so when we come down here to the marketing channels, now there's some crossover between a creative business and a wedding business, and there will also be some crossover between a creative business and a consultant, which is the last example I'll show you. But here you can see we've got referrals again, social media, SEO, and email marketing. Now, we've already talked about referrals and what that looks like, and social media is pretty straightforward. You want to schedule social media content on a regular basis. But when it comes to SEO, this is one of those things that it can kind of mean a lot. And so for a creative service-based business or any type of business, if you've got a Google business page, or you don't, you want to set that up. You want to be posting to it on a regular basis. You want to make sure that you are doing SEO keyword research on a regular basis. You want to make sure that your SEO settings on your website have been done. But then when it comes to like doing SEO, and I know that my face is covering this a little bit, but you can be creating landing pages for the different types of services you have or the different ideal clients that you have. Or maybe if there's some sort of geographic based like qualifier, you can be creating landing pages for things like that, in addition to blogging. So it's pretty likely that you'll get SEO. And I love SEO because it's just this big, broad thing that you can do. You can do it in a lot of ways. But then for a creative service-based business, this is where email marketing becomes really, really important because it's really, really powerful. Now, the reason that it's not something that the wedding industry uses is because typically, most people get married once a year or once and not like year over year. And so the likelihood that they're coming back to you is pretty small unless you also do like private events and things like that. But also it's just a much shorter sales cycle. And so regular ongoing email marketing is it's more nuanced in that space. But when we're talking about this type of business, a creative business owner, a website designer, a copywriter, or something like that, your potential client is very likely to be another small business owner. And if you are anything like me or pretty much every other small business owner, you are going to sleuth for a long time before you decide to invest in a website designer, in a copywriter, in a branding photographer, because these are higher ticket items, right? And so email marketing is a really great marketing channel for creative service-based businesses because it's how you nurture someone over time without being like overly salesy. And so that's why it's one of my favorite marketing channels to see and put in a creative based business marketing strategy. And you can see also here, that's why I've made the circle bigger, because I want y'all to spend a little bit more time and energy on it. But this is a marketing strategy, one of my favorite ones for someone like a copywriter, a website designer, or a brand photographer. Which brings us to my favorite marketing strategy for coaches or consultants. And so again, we're going to cruise right past these goals and objectives, but you can see increasing sales and revenue, building your brand, getting better leads. Those are things that you probably also want to do if this is the type of business that you have. And then when we get down here to our marketing channels, again, we've got referrals, we've got SEO, we've got email marketing, but then we've also got podcasts. And I already gave you a long-winded explanation about why I love email marketing, but podcast is something that is really helpful for coaches and consultants here because it tends to be a longer-term relationship. Right? Like if you are hiring a business coach, you're not just hiring them for a one-off call. I mean, maybe sometimes you are, but in general, you're hiring them because you want them to guide you through some sort of long-term project, help you get closer to a goal, or even with a consultant, they might be working with you pretty hands-on for an extended period of time. And so even though email marketing is a great way to nurture folks toward a sale because it helps them get to know you, podcasts, or even, you could almost swap this out for YouTube if you're someone who's comfortable being on camera, but podcasts are really great because this is a way for you to really show up as who you are as an individual and give people a very unique and more intimate way of getting to know you, because the level of trust that you need to build with a potential client is just a hell of a lot higher. And so podcasts give people the opportunity to like literally hear your voice. When you're recording a podcast episode, you're almost, it's like giving someone access to your brain and all of your inner thoughts and how you think about things on the fly and how you answer questions and all this kind of stuff. And it's not overly edited, right? And so podcasts are one of my favorite things to work into the mix for coaches and consultants who really need to build a high level of trust with someone before they go ahead and hit inquire. So I hope this helped and that seeing different examples of marketing strategies and some of my favorite marketing channels for different business types helped get the wheels spinning. And if it did, and you've already created your marketing strategy in NG, you can totally go in there and make some adjustments. All you need to do is make deletions where you want and then hit that plus button that you see in the upper right-hand corner of the screen to add things like goals, objectives, customer personas, and marketing channels. Now, if you haven't created your marketing strategy with NG yet, it is super easy. Just go ahead and log into your account or create your account and just complete the marketing strategy questionnaire. It's about 20 questions, typically takes people about 5 minutes, but just be sure that when you get that first question, if I'm remembering correctly, it's the first question, the how much time do you have to work on your marketing every week question, to be honest with the number that you put in there. Because when you are honest with the number you put in there, that gives NG what it needs to build a simple marketing strategy for you. Now, if you have any questions as you are logging in or creating your account at ng.co, just hit the chat bubble and we are here to help. But I hope that in the end, you see what a simple marketing strategy can do for you and that you feel excited about doing it and confident that you can keep up with it.